Welcome, listeners, to PodcastONA, back from vacation and ready to do whatever it is we do. I am your host, Alex, and joining me are Andy.
Hey yo, what's good everybody? Been a hot minute. I'm sure nothing's happened in the anime world while we were gone. Nothing.
Duelist.
There may or may not have been some news stories.
And filling in for an absent Jet, our good friend and yours, Sketch.
Hey everybody, how you doing? This is the fourth podcast I've recorded this week.
Busy guy.
Well, nobody will ever say you don't record podcasts.
Yes. Scheduling conflicts. They're a wonderful thing, aren't they?
Which I'm sure people would be absolutely amazed that I do so much recording, because back when I was trying to get lines done for like voice acting projects, people would have to like wring the lines out of me. So like, he's recording now? What? It's a different thing though. Now my recording revolves around other people's schedules.
Yep. Yes, indeedy. Since we've been gone, a lot of stuff has happened, both in our world and the world at large. And somehow, nothing feels as egregious as Black friggin' Clover getting a prime slot on Toonami. What couldn't have been Mob Psycho 100?
Was that what right as soon as we finished recording is like, oh yeah. Oh right, Black Clover's on Toonami. What the fuck? Oh well.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere.
Speaking of Toonami, Sketch, isn't Toonami dying? I'm told it's dying every week.
I mean, obviously Toonami's dying. That's why it just keeps getting earlier and longer.
Clearly.
That's why it's going to be secured until the year 2021. That's when it'll die.
They at least have plans for that.
Well, now we know that something might only last until 2019.
But
That's
we'll
story.
get to that later.
Look, as long as they finish up to Chimera Ant Arc on Toonami, I'm golden. Which it looks like they actually will. Hot damn.
Well, I mean, if they don't play the last, 15 episodes of Hunter after that, that would be kind of stupid.
Oh, it'd be such a dick move.
But then again, harkening back to the old Cartoon Network days when they decided not to play the last 11 episodes of Naruto.
What they should do is finish Chimera, almost finish Chimera Ant, then start back at the beginning of Hunter.
I will.
Oh.
Hey, duelist. I have a butter knife right near. Let's see how far up it can go.
And then obviously what's going to happen after that is they're going to forget that they have Hunter after they take it off, and they'll finish it off at 5 in the morning.
Oh, I already feel my
Which
blood
legitimately,
curdling.
I seem to recall a story where they didn't do that until a fan emailed them. And was like,
was that for you, Hakusho, or Gundam Seed?
I think it was Yu Yu Hakusho.
They actually finished Gundam Seed at, 1 a.m.?
I think it was 5.
The rotating Gundam Seed, IGPX, Dot Hack, whatever, Cyborg 009, Friday,
Friends.
Not Rising Sun.
I don't think we have this on the docket, but since I can mention it, I think they actually have wrapped up production on the new Gundam Seed dub, which
Cool.
which is both series, by the way.
Cool.
Wow.
I am still not expecting that to air on Adult Swim because, well, we have tapes. We have tapes confirming their lack of interest for it.
Jason doesn't care about Gundam Seed.
Oh yeah, they don't like Gundam Seed.
To be fair, not a whole lot of people do.
Seed is alright, but Destiny is a garbage fire.
Yeah. Except in Japan and Canada for some reason.
I cannot understand the popularity of Seed in Japan.
All right.
You know what's funny? The one or two people I know who like Gundam Seed are actually Canadian.
Oh.
Is there a reason why?
I guess because they aired on TV in
pretty much
Canada.
it.
Okay.
like in a prime slot.
I mean, if you look at any website with an anime top list, almost all of them aired on Adult Swim or Toonami.
Almost all of them. Clearly.
Interesting.
Clearly.
But clearly, Toonami's dying. Clearly. Anyways, that was a nice little sideline.
Yeah. So with a new year comes a new chance to make some great radio, crises in the world aside. With that said, this show is going to have a couple of changes to be more streamlined and to the point because, like every group of opinionated 20-somethings with a podcast, we all have plenty of thoughts and opinions that are not only strong, they're, as the kids would say, hot.
We are
Sometimes.
We are basically giant balls of blood, sweat, tears, sexual repression, and goddamn otaku burden shit.
I suppose.
And possibly the devil himself.
Possibly, we all have a devil inside of us.
Guys, you're not supposed to call Sketch that to his face. Okay, that went over really badly. Anyway.
Yeah. So, additionally, in our absence, VidMe was shut down, which sucked, leaving this show without a video host. Unfortunately, for a 90-minute, 2-hour video podcast, there aren't a lot of viable options for hosting episodes. So, we're going to where this was inevitably going to end up. On the Surreal Resolution YouTube page, which, if you're watching this right now, yes, the show is meant to be this minimalist. Please ignore all the blank space and enjoy our voices.
Our voices, we like to imagine, are attractive, even though we know they're not.
Well, haven't you heard that my charming voice and demeanor somehow created a harem?
I have several questions, but hey.
You do you.
It's a harem, and it's
you
mostly
do
men.
you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. That's how harems work. You do you.
No, that's
Not how harems work.
Okay,
Don't
okay,
do
okay,
you,
okay.
or you, or you, or you, or you, or anyone.
You're right.
Yeah, so, along with all that, we'll be trying a new format starting with this show. We'll be doing this in 3 acts, a discussion section, some news, and then our main topic. So, on the docket for our return show, we'll be looking at the winter season, discussing the return of a fan favorite, and celebrating the loss of a service nobody liked in the first place. But to kick things off, how about we start this show with the wacky, psychosexual thrill ride that is Devilman Crybaby.
Human. No, Netflix! I don't want to skip that intro. How dare
It caught me
you?
a couple of
How
times. I wasn't quick enough
dare
to
you?
trigger. I was like, nope.
Don't,
Go back.
don't take it personal. They do that for every show they have.
I know, I get it. Still sucks. It's so good. It's such a
Ugh.
good song. And we're not even talking about the other one.
Yeah. So, Devilman Crybaby, for those of you who haven't seen it, is a show on Netflix based on Go Nagai's Devilman series, directed by Masaki Yuasa, and it's pretty friggin' nuts.
Yeah.
It's go nuts. Ho, ho,
Yeah.
ho.
Now,
You see, that one is a clever joke because A, go Nagai, and B, there's at least more than a couple of
So shouldn't you say he's go nuts
should I put
guy?
this?
Alex, you're gonna have to scrub a lot of
God.
bad jokes out of this episode already. I can...
You really Sketch, you really blew your load early with that one.
Oh,
Don't
no,
worry,
no,
I
no,
have
no, no,
plenty
no.
more.
Okay, so
Okay,
let's preface
hold
this.
up. Before that, quick disclaimer, this is going to be a non-vital spoiler discussion because, some people haven't finished the whole show.
Right, I'm only 6 episodes
Yeah,
in.
so am I. Because we're busy. We have lives and jobs and crippling depression. Or maybe that's just me.
Nah, I think any artist
I
does,
am.
but
I wouldn't recommend watching this show when you are having a crippling depression.
I watch the end of Evangelion all the time.
You
Come
say
on.
that.
Maybe you'll find it cathartic.
But at the same time, it might put you in a worse state of mind.
I mean, look, sometimes you just need an extreme overabundance of cathartic sex and violence, and I don't think there is a single episode that is lacking in either sex or violence.
Oh, there is not.
Like, boy, you could tell. This is okay. To preface, this is at the time of this recording. Hell, even now, the first exclusive Netflix anime to come out. This is not a television deal where it comes out a little later. This is straight up entire show available for all the world to see exclusively on Netflix. Same time, same day, several different languages. And this really takes advantage of that to its utmost fullest.
Oh, yes. That's the beauty of not having to worry about sponsors or censors or television restrictions. You can just do anything and everything, which this show, yeah, it's a cornucopia of sex and violence from start to finish.
So how much have the rest of us seen? I know I know Alex and I have seen 6 episodes, but what about you guys?
All of it.
Whole thing.
Oh,
Okay.
I've seen some of it twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, we know that the ending's kind of, messed up, so let's just leave it at that because, no vital spoilers.
I know shit gets real. That's what I know.
Yeah.
What somewhat amazed me is that not only is the ending the same as Go Nagai's manga, but it's pretty much beat for beat the same story with just a bit of modernization to change things up just a little bit. But the main story beats all the same. So if you think this story is crazy, know that it was written in 1979.
And
1973,
it's crazy.
actually.
It's both the craziness of the narrative as well as Masaki Yuasa's madness.
Yeah.
That is a fascinating director, and you could tell, by the way, just for a record, this is not a badly animated show. Shut your whore mouth if you said that statement. I know, I've seen those frames too of Rio looking so goddamn weird, his goddamn $20,000 chinchilla coat, but you know what? This is, if you've literally ever seen anything of Yuasa, this is what you're in for. And if this is your first time with Yuasa, boy, this was an experience for you. I don't even want to know. It's yeah. I will say, the most fascinating thing is how memes are a cycle. And Devilman OVA memes have never been in higher supply and demand. Never. I knew beforehand about the really awkward gay hotel... Not gay... No, wait, it was pretty gay. The gay... Hospital. I said hotel. I meant to say hospital. The thing where it's Rio! And he's just putting on the coat. Well, hello. And he just stares, far too long.
Have you seen the one that has Duran Duran's Rio in it? I saw it tonight. It was pretty good.
I have not seen that, so you need to send that to me. But there's a couple of good ones. I don't even know what these OVAs are. If they're even the same OVA or dub. There's a couple of them. They
were old. They were 2 OVAs from Manga UK, which explains why the dub sounds a little weird and filled with profanity.
Rio, how the hell have you been? I think my personal favorite of those is was it? Hey, Kat, do you mind if I take my shoes off? I don't give a shit.
Good old Manga UK. 15ing everything since 1992.
Man. Also, the fact that the original 1970s Devilman OVA, not OVA, the original Devilman series is canon to the series. It's got a bomb-ass remix. God damn, that's good shit.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I've heard that the history of the animated adaptations is a bit all over the place. And
there was a TV series in the 70s, the aforementioned OVAs. a pay-per-view OVA in 2000, a couple of crossover tie-ins with other Go Nagai animated projects, and then this. And there was always like a live-action movie every now and then.
I heard
People
it was not good.
I know some of the bigger fans of the manga are upset that it's not like an accurate adaptation completely, but from what it sounds like, they were never that accurate.
No. In fact,
No.
It seems like
the very original TV show took a lot of liberties, or rather, was just because they were like the manga was written the same time as the TV show, and the TV show went one direction and the manga went way different direction.
1973, remember that.
Yeah, 1973, my gosh.
And
if you ever finish this show, you'll see that a lot of anime have taken inspiration from the way this plays out. It's
not just Devilman, but Go Nagai himself. He's done a lot of work.
Yeah. So I think the interesting
thing about this adaptation is, though it is definitely significantly visually different than pretty much every other attempt to mimic Go Nagai's art, otherwise, it's probably maybe one of the closest adaptations to his manga, which is kind of mind-blowing.
Yeah. Not like every adaptation of Go Nagai work has been optimal.
Yeah.
So, what scenes stuck out the most from this phantasmagoria of a show?
Several really spoilery things.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
If I'd known, I think next week or something, I'm game for like a spoiler discussion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now, I'll say that I enjoy these characters. It's interesting to see the contrast that is Akira and Ryo, because it seems like as the series goes on, Akira is sympathetic towards people and then kind of grows more sympathetic to like the demons as well, which actually in a way reminds me a lot of Parasite, since I'm looking at Duelist Avatar right now. Which,
I'm pretty sure what's his name was very influenced
Shinichi?
by Devilman.
Okay, yeah. So I
there
see
are
that
a lot
comparison.
of parallels.
I see that comparison because it's like he seems sympathetic towards both, and Ryo seems sympathetic to neither. Like,
yeah.
I'm
Ryo
pretty
is
like
chaotic neutral.
The show starts with him saying that cat isn't gonna make it. Let's slit its throat.
Yeah.
And honestly, that kind of sums up his character pretty nicely.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is when Ryo was a child.
That was when he was a child. And then you're next introduced to him. He comes out in this goddamn, like, $50,000 convertible and his $20,000 chinchilla with a goddamn SMG and starts shooting at fucking rappers. And Akira's first reaction is, "Hey, buddy! Long time no see!"
And then he takes his
like,
bow
I'm gonna take him
up to a party to show him that the devil exists.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a pretty dope-ass party, but he's like, you know what we need more of? Cold-blooded murder.
And that's when he becomes Devilman. And the transformation, it's, I'll put it like this. I was a wimp before the devil, now I'm a jerk and everybody loves me.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, in the second episode, the shots of Akira that's walking around, got all the girls going all googly-eyed for him. He's watching porn in one of the media rooms, blasting on the speakers.
It's playing over the intercom. It's playing over
And
the
he's
intercom.
just eating, like, more food than you would see, like, Goku eat in one sitting, which is crazy.
By the way, fun fact for, like, the cast of that. Has anybody seen the Anohana dub?
No.
Not yet, really, no.
Okay, because the voice for Akira is Jintan from the Anohana dub. As well as Kyle McCarley as Rio, who has been in a couple of things, but he is Mob from Mob Psycho, and he is Mikazuki from Gundam Iron Blood Orphans.
He's very good as that sort of character.
Is that sort of
monotone, like
I don't quite
disinterest sounding character?
But he also throws on
a certain amount of flamboyance with Rio that just...
He's really good, and I've been very impressed by him. So yeah, I also, Christina V as the voice of Miki.
Yeah, she was really great.
Yeah, I like her a lot. And, let's see, who else is there? Jeremy Lee as Miko, and... rapping talents of Keith Silverstein, like
and Johnny Young Bosch.
Johnny Young Bosch. I just mentioned Keith in particular because most of the raps in the series, like those are actual Japanese rappers, and I think the reason those weren't dubbed over is because those are straight up beats. Those are songs you could probably find on SoundCloud. They got like actual SoundCloud rappers, and you can tell the flow is there. But like, there's a scene where Keith Silverstein straight up does like a rap, and because like there's no music to it, so he actually has to do it, and he actually does a good job.
Reverse.
It's pretty good actually.
And then there's Bryce Papenbrook, who gets introduced by just banging a dude on a bed.
I genuinely did not know that was Bryce. I didn't know about it until I heard it, so I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I actually didn't know until I heard later in that episode that scream. Like, I know what that scream sounds like, and I figured, okay, that's Bryce.
You can always pick out a Papenbrook scream.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. Cue montage.
Oh, and speaking of sexual misconduct, the ceiling scene.
That
I bursted out laughing.
How?
Good luck
like
that up.
I know there's that shot of the bulge. I can't wrap my head around that. No pun intended.
I want somebody to do like the math that somebody did to prove that Lukua's titties are aerodynamic, to be like, what was the speed of that cub shot?
Yeah.
It was like that one scene from Scary Movie.
Of course,
parodying, what was it, Men in Black, I think?
Yeah. I tell you what, that is what 2 years worth of semen looks like. Step your game up.
I don't like how good of a joke that is.
I'm impressed.
That would have been a better joke if Bryce was Akira.
We should move on. Let's say
yeah.
Devilman Crybaby, flying endorsement.
Yes. It's not for the squeamish. It's not for the faint of heart.
Don't show it
It's
to your
very
grandma,
violent
unless your
and
grandma's
very sexual.
very
There's even a
wacky.
scene where there is, no joke, a literal demon sex battle. But if you can
Also-
withstand all of that, it is top-notch stuff.
Also, quick little PSA soapbox I want to say. Violence and gore and sex and stuff, it may not be your thing, and that's fine. It may not be a show you end up liking. That's fine. But that does not make it a bad show because you don't like that stuff. Just pointing that out there, since I've seen people say, don't watch this show, it's problematic, it triggers, yada, yada, yada. It's like...
Welcome to the world of Go Nagai. He's been doing this for 50 years.
Yeah, seriously. Like, this, people are kind of blown away with the content of this. I was like, man, where were you when anime was like ultra sex and violence in the 80s?
Where were you when Violence Jack was there, cutting people off with chainsaws and, raping and pillaging and... Yeah, and okay. We spent enough time on that. It's time to move on. We'll talk more about Devilman Crybaby in a later episode, hopefully with Jets, because
Wait, I have one thought, because there's this controversial opinion that Devilman Crybaby and Yuasa's style in general is it's being disliked in various sectors for not being anime enough, for not pandering to otaku enough. And
to that,
is that real?
Oh yeah, that thing.
Blow it out something.
God.
It's like, you know what? Stuff it.
You know what?
I mean, everyone needs a Moe Devilman.
Yeah,
It's not like there's 50 other shows every year that appeal to that exact thing you want.
And most
Shut
of them,
the fuck up.
you just
bad.
enjoy your Moified Isekai show. We'll enjoy our sexy gore fest.
Or, you know,
okay.
have both.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. You can have both.
It's called School Live.
Called the duality of man.
Yes.
Let's
okay.
have Rio
It's called.
and Akira have a really comfortable campsite.
Yeah. And it's also. Let's. I'm just gonna skip.
Well, there
my
is that
joke.
scene
Just
where they
on.
look up at the stars.
Okay. Let's move on. So, on January 5th, many were alerted to some pretty damn great news. Amazon has shut down their terrible Anime Strike channel service and have migrated their previous exclusives into the proper Prime Video subscription catalog. Ding dong, the witch is dead. I told you so.
Man, exactly 1 year. And it turns out paying twice for a service that has minimal content compared to other cheaper services which have more would not go over well.
Shocker.
Yeah, I know, right?
I want to believe that the reason that they shut it down is because they got enough negative feedback and actually listened to it. But that's probably not what happened.
No.
It's
It probably just wasn't the
more a
moneymaker.
case that
It probably was more of a case that it just wasn't making enough money, and probably the providers giving them content was like, hey, this isn't working. You should change.
And going on that, we do have some nameless, anonymous intel regarding that. I'll keep it short. Sentai and Amazon kind of had a falling out, so yeah.
Oh, that's a shocker.
Now, to note, not everything that was Strike exclusive made it to Prime, with the few exceptions being a couple of Funimation titles and Sony's offerings, namely Memories and Blood Plus, among a few others.
I mean, the Funimation stuff you can find on Funimation, and the Sony stuff
You can't find
know.
anywhere.
But you can still watch Garden of Sinners, so who cares?
Yeah, that's still up there because that's Aniplex. But I tell you, when I saw that news, the first thing I did was go to look for Blood Plus because I really wanted to watch that show again. I haven't seen it in years.
Isn't it on Crackle?
It's gone. I
Evidently
checked.
it
It's
is
gone from
not
there.
on
It
Crackle.
is nowhere.
Wow.
This show is doomed to be lost. You can't buy it on DVD. You can't air it online. It's nowhere.
someday, maybe someday.
Maybe someday. All right. So moving on with that good news, we have more good news. Now, it may have taken 7 years, but it's always better late than never, because a second anime series is currently in production for Tiger and Bunny.
Wow. I genuinely can't believe they actually...
Without
What?
the director from the first series or the
What?
director from the movies.
Wasn't that the reason why they waited this long?
Bamco?
Oh, let's, I didn't hear that. That's a bit disheartening.
I guess half a decade was actually too long before they're like, you know what? We just gotta do this.
I'd like to offer more of my thoughts, but I'm one of those people that's lame and has not gotten around to watching the show yet. So
you should go do that. It's really good.
I finally watched it recently, and it was a good show.
what's worse, Alex, is I own it somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Who buys things that they never try, said every video game player ever.
So yeah, Keiichi Sato, he's confirmed to not be coming back to work on this new Tiger and Bunny project, which is not being done by Sunrise because it is under the ownership of Bandai Namco Pictures, which is a subdivision of the... It's a whole thing. I won't go too deep into it. But it's worth noting, some of the stuff he's worked on recently was Rage Bahamut, Virgin Soul, and Inuyashiki. So do with that what you will.
Cool.
I guess he's found some good work with MAPPA in the wake of Tiger and Bunny's non-existence over the last 7 years.
Good for him.
Now, Tiger and Bunny,
that's Tiger and Bunny.
It's like an anime only thing?
Tiger and Bunny?
Yeah.
It started as an anime.
Yeah.
It was
an
original.
Is an adaptation.
Yeah.
Like, if it was a manga adaptation, I don't think they would have specifically waited for a director.
I didn't know if maybe it was originally a light novel called I Can't Believe All My Superheroes Are Plastered with Logos.
It was just the original project. I mean, but demand was always high. It sold really well.
It made a lot of money.
They made 2 movies.
So, what was the other guy busy doing all this time?
Watching Go Nagai stuff.
Clearly.
There's a lot. So.
Clearly.
Cool, can we get more Shirobako now?
I'll buy somebody a box of donuts if they agree to do that.
Before I move on, I just want to look up this other guy, the movie director, Yoshitomo Yonatani. He's been working on Food Wars and Vatican Miracle Examiner. So good for him.
I'm familiar with one of those things, and the other one I've heard mixed things about.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on. One show that will have to be omitted from our winter preview, unfortunately, is Violet Evergarden, due in part to Netflix. Well, Doulos, you want to take this one? Because you got into contact with them?
I quote-unquote got into contact with them. I don't know. I got on, support with somebody, and they were pretty much like, if you want to see the show, please submit it through the form. And
yeah, I don't think they had an idea what you were talking about.
I did. Yeah, well, it's debatable, but they tried to give me stuff about how our content team is basing the content of a specific country on the interest and request of the major population of that country. So that's why requesting it is very important, because that gives us an idea of what contents we should put up for streaming. I don't think that applies to something that you've sponsored or make yourself. Or,
Otherwise, the licensed in some capacity.
All I can say is I did my best, like others have done, to try to be like, hey, can you tell them to put the episodes up weekly so that people don't pirate it? And I legitimately couldn't tell you if I was understood.
Well, the good news is most everybody else in the world can, so I hope they enjoy. I hope you enjoy and support the official release. I'm just gonna sit here. Thankfully, I still have a lot of things to watch now that Strike is dead, and I could just borrow my friend's Prime Video account and watch some stuff. I plan on finishing Made in Abyss next week. That'll be grand.
It's worth noting this is on Netflix right now in Japan, the UK, the Philippines, and Canada.
Just to name a...
Yeah.
And it also has an English dub.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the ultimate insult right there, that Canada has the English dub already.
We are apparently not the only place that Netflix is not simulcasting it though.
We went down under with the rest.
Yeah. Like so many other things, but that's not what we talk about here. So let's just move on, and we're gonna have some fun with this one. So around this time last year, a pretty large salt bomb was detonated in the form of the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. You know, that whole prestigious thing. It was a true black tie event, you know. Naturally,
and everything.
It'll be coming back for round 2. So how about we go over some of these nominees and try and see where things will end up.
I don't think there's any way to predict this, but you know what? Let's go over some of this.
Okay, so where exactly do we start?
A good question.
We need a good jumping on point here. So how about we start with a subject that people on the internet know a whole lot about. Best animation.
Ooh, do pray tell.
So, these nominations: Land of the Lustrous, My Hero Academia, Little Witch Academia, March Comes In Like a Lion, A Silent Voice, and Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
Doesn't seem fair to throw a movie in here.
I mean, maybe.
Especially Kyoto Animation movie.
True, but even then, it's a lot of good picks. Though that's what I genuinely am like. That's some tough choices.
I don't know, frankly, how you put Silent Voice and not your name in here for what that's worth.
Well, I don't even think your name counts this year, but it also does.
We'll get to that momentarily.
Strange.
Okay, here's another one that's a little confusing. Best continuing series.
Okay, I don't actually get the logic for this one.
The operative word being continuing. Okay. We have March Comes In Like a Lion. Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans.
Did that continue? Okay,
Dragon Ball Super. Detective Conan. It's the right name. Naruto Shippuden, which is dead. And All Out, which is still a thing?
Alright. I don't... This is a weird... Wow, yeah, these are weird.
Of all the categories, not to have My Hero Academia.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That's the show you question not being there, Sketch?
Oh, what? What do you think I should question? Because...
I don't know, you're not a fan of any show that won't stop.
Yeah, but the thing is, the anime adaptation of One Piece is not really award-winning.
I don't want to read no books.
Okay. Yeah, that's weird. How about Best Action? Alright, so we have My Hero Academia, Frontrunner, Lands of the Lustrous,
I've heard good things.
Blood Blockade Battlefront and Beyond,
That's a good choice.
Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans,
Okay, sure.
Attack on Titan,
Okay.
and Fate Apocrypha.
Yeah, I can't find myself faulting those. Yeah, those are fair choices.
Very good. Which, by the way, the second half of that is going to drop on Netflix in the U.S. next month, I believe.
Oh, you know what we should do? That's gonna be a fun one. Let's talk best CG.
I was just about to get to that. Okay, so once again, Lands of the Lustrous.
Of course.
Kato, the right answer.
In my opinion, that probably should take it, but I don't know if it will by people
But
voting.
you haven't seen Land of the Lustrous, which apparently has really amazing animation.
Quiet,
I've
Sketch.
seen some
That's need to know info.
Okay.
We have Recreators.
Yeah,
Yeah, kind of forgot that there's CGI.
I don't understand this
robots.
next
Giant
choice. I do not
Attack on
understand
Titan.
this next
Oh yeah.
choice. Yes, let's give it to that colossally awesome-looking Titan.
And the really bad CGI horses.
Yeah.
Um,
And we have...
Is there a worse CGI award? Oh no! Oh no! Wait, we all know what would win that.
Handshakers?
Unfortunately, Handshakers didn't make the cut.
How did Handshakers not make the cut?
But what did make the cut are Knights and Magic.
I've seen some of that. It's not bad looking, but I don't know if I would have given it an award.
And lastly, Inuyashiki.
Okay, that makes more sense than Attack on fucking Titan.
yeah.
I mean, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid makes more sense than Attack on Titan. I don't think there was any CG in
Okay.
that.
How about Best Comedy?
King's Game. King's Game sweeps
Can I select Crunchyroll Anime Awards as Best Comedy?
You can, but here are the actual nominees, which, going through this list, is going to be a little weird. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
It's a fair choice.
Mr. Osamatsu.
Okay.
Little Witch Academia.
Kinda?
Konosuba, a.k.a. It's Always Sunny in Isekai.
That's a good choice.
Gamers, which I heard was...
You know what?
Yeah.
That works for comedy. That works for comedy.
And Tsure Dure Children for some reason.
You know what? That's
Riot.
actually that one's a pretty funny show too.
Okay.
The choices for comedy make sense to me.
Okay.
What about Best Hero?
Best Hero.
Just read it.
Okay. So we have Deku from My Hero Academia. We have, that was a hard or soft G?
I don't know, but apparently it's a female from what I've heard.
Okay, so, Gin from Yukio is a Hero. I guess, I don't know. Akko from Willow Witch Academia.
Okay.
Kukuri from Magical Circle Guru Guru.
Sure.
I don't know anything about
Shisei
that show.
from The Ancient Magus Bride.
I do like Chisei.
And Nanachi from Maiden Abyss.
I can't
I'm
help
gonna
but
be
feel...
honest. I don't understand what categorizes as hero for this category. Like the obvious one is Deku, but it's like you could have just kept him in best boy if you wanted to. But I'm sure.
Okay.
Like Nanachi, I've yet to see Maiden Abyss. She's not the main character even of Maiden Abyss, which confuses me.
Boy,
What?
that's weird.
Regu would have been a less questionable choice.
Rico,
But
I'd argue
would
Rico
probably
more.
be the
Most appropriate. If perchance this is the protagonist award.
Like, this one, also, I know
Okay.
hero is a non-gendered term. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
I just find it odd that Deku is the only one that is not female? Question mark?
Okay. Let's leave that bag of worms at the door.
But
that's
hey,
fair.
at least Goku isn't on the list.
There is that.
I
Yeah.
guess.
Okay, so how about we take a look at the Your Name Award? I mean, Best Film. Okay, so we have A Silent Voice, In the Corner of This World, Girls and Panther, their film, Monogatari 3, Fate Stay Night, Heaven's Feel, and the award goes to Your Name, because why not?
See, that's gonna be public choice, but I'm hoping at least, like, maybe the panel will pick something like A Silent Voice, but I'm not gonna hold my breath.
I would find it very hard to believe that either Your Name or Silent Voice doesn't take that category personally.
All right, we're spending a lot of time on this.
Seen the other four yet.
Let's get to best animation, since
Yeah.
that one I actually am a little salty. No.
Oh, best animation. Okay, we'll do that one.
Oh, wait, did we not do that one yet?
I think
you did.
No, I meant best anime. That's what I meant.
Yeah, that's what I was about to get to. Yeah, the anime of the year, aka the biggest salt bomb of them all. So, we have March Comes In Like a Lion, Season 2, Made in Abyss, Lance of the Lustrous, My Hero Academia, Season 2, Rakugo Shinju, Season 2, and Little Witch Academia.
Okay, let me just say for the record, Made in Abyss, Little Witch, Land of the Lustrous, all make sense to me. Those are fine, got no problems. But the fact that 50% of the nominations for your best of year are second seasons and or shows continuing from last year is actually kinda bullshit. Especially when you have another category that is called Best Continuing Series.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of a real shame and a kind of a fucking... That's the only thing that actually makes me salty about this. Most of these are like kind of funny, whatever, haha. Like, some of them are silly or amusing to me. But that one annoys me. And I'm going to make a prediction right now. Last year, for public vote, Yuri on Ice swept. And the outcry was, this show only won because the Fujoshis won and they rigged the vote. So this year, my proverb is that My Hero Academia Season 2 will fill that one out for us. Except replace Fujoshi with Shonen Tard.
Oh. On that note, I have some more to say regarding this whole salt bomb thing. So all the people mad from last year who are still mad today over Yuri on Ice because, it only won because, nah, nah, nah. Go ahead and be mad. Go ahead and stay mad. Clearly, you have your priorities in order. If you can spend time being so furious and upset and angry over something as prestigious and honorable as the Crunchyroll Anime Awards, you salty motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Let the salt flow.
Oh my god, people make me mad. Why are you so stupid?
I'm loving the salt. It's amazing, but boy, people need to calm the fuck down. This isn't even that big a deal.
No.
If I had a broad spectrum complaint, it's that these categories are full of a lot of the same shows, so I feel like a lot of shows just straight up weren't.
I'll be fair. To be fair, I actually did see a lot of representation for at least a show in a category. Like some, I was thinking I wasn't actually gonna see. So yeah, I'm content enough. I just actually am upset about Best Anime being 50% second seasons from prior years. That I feel is actually a damn shame.
And clearly we move on to the controversial Best Girl category, which, dear God, you've included characters from My Hero Academia.
Ochako gets a chance to redeem herself after being robbed by Rem.
Yes.
Actually, the fact that...
Let's just quickly wrap this up because we got a lot more show to do. Okay, for Best Girl, Ako, Little Witch Academia, Ochako from My Hero Academia,
of course,
Moriko from MMO Junkie,
good choice,
Serval from Kimono Friends.
That was one.
Excuse me, if it was anybody from that show, it should have been the Penguin, right?
Well, the Penguin was. Never mind. Moving on.
Take it up with the complaints department.
Moving on. Suyu from My Hero Academia, and Chise from Ancient Magus Bride.
Okay.
And Best Boy, because we gotta wrap this up. Todoroki from My Hero Academia. Rei from March Crimson Like a Lion. Kazuma from Konosuba. Deku from My Hero Academia. Fafnir. Yeah. Fafnir from Dragon Maid. And Yakumo from Rakugo.
I find it weird that they nominated the... I like Fafnir, but you didn't nominate either Toru, Kobayashi, or Kana for Best Girl. And you give the nod to Fafnir?
Salt bomb.
I mean, I think the problem is there's just too many good girls.
And there's no best man category because All Might would fucking stomp these fucking scrubs.
I don't know if y'all would agree or not, but I feel like these categories might be less bad if they had at least twice the number of choices.
Maybe.
Well, we'll find out how this all goes down in about a month or so.
I look forward to the next episode of Salt Ball Z.
Yes. I sure can't wait to do this again in 2019 when Free Season 3 wins everything. It's going to be fun.
Okay. Sure.
Alright, so our last discussion piece comes from a breaking piece of info from just the other night regarding Dragon Ball Super, of all things. As it stands, the series will be taken off its Fuji TV time slot in March, with Gegege no Kitaro taking its place at 9 a.m., effective April 1st. And from all reputable sources that I could find, it looks like this will be the end of Super in its current form.
Wait, April 1st? Maybe it's a joke.
No, it's confirmed. It's confirmed. But, look, this is before anybody fucking loses their goddamn mind. Dragon Ball Media is not done, especially with the fact that a movie is confirmed for the end of the year.
They'll probably make another series after some time passes.
Look,
who knows?
They're gonna, because there's no way the Tournament of Power is a definitive conclusion. Though, I can already picture what the last shot of the series is gonna be.
Yeah.
You're all thinking it too.
Ferris eating pudding?
No, it's gonna be Vegeta coming to greet Bulma home, and
That's gonna be a tough one to swallow.
oh boy, will it?
What?
Okay.
But super big done. Maybe we'll be able to catch up by the time they make a new series. Who knows?
Personally, I'm waiting for Dragon Ball Ultimate.
Maybe Toei will actually simulcast it from the beginning this time.
Come on,
Dragon Ball
guys.
Mega.
We all know that the next one will be called Dragon Ball AF.
Dragon Ball FU too. Anyways, maybe Crunchyroll won't crash every Saturday now.
They still got
Let's
card
hope not.
captures.
That's at like 3 in the morning. Come on.
Anyways,
Moving on. Okay, so time to move into the news. Got a little bit here. Let's get into it. With a story nobody really expected. Viz has acquired the rights to the upcoming Captain Tsubasa anime for both North America and Latin America, the latter of which involved Viz partnering up with Televix Entertainment, who handles their broadcast and digital distribution in Latin America, to hopefully shop the show around to buyers in said market.
Now, this is clearly what that Viz You Think You Know Us cube thing is about.
Clearly, yes.
so I'm not that excited about this, but I will say it has been kind of nice that Viz has been picking up a lot more anime, and a lot of it has been really, really niche properties. Like, who the fuck expected them to get the new Mazinger movie or Osumatsu-san?
Yeah.
That Sailor Moon money's paying off.
Sailor Moon, Hunter x Hunter, JoJo, they're paying the bills. Like, here's what it is. They're able to make the long game work, so now they can be a little riskier. Oh yeah, One Punch was another. They've been working the long game. Now they can kind of get a little riskier with some of their pickups because they're paying the bills.
I'm a little bit surprised to see them go back to sports anime because they have not had really any success with that. But maybe they're thinking, this is a big legacy brand. But I gotta figure that Viz is almost mainly picking this up for countries outside of the U.S.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned the Latin America side of things. But, it's a different game now. Sports anime are actually pretty more popular now than they were, say, 5-6 years ago.
I'll say this. It's going to be really interesting if they could somehow sell the Fujoshi crowd on this show. That seems to be going for old-timey designs, but then again, Osumatsu-san happened, so you never know. Anyways, it's clear that Viz is playing the long game because they're clearly going to make this a reference to the not totally confirmed Part 5 of JoJo.
Yeah, but in the meantime, where's Kuroko, you bastards?
Someday.
It's on the bench.
By the way, I finished that show. That's a good show. By the way, I stand by this opinion. Best generation of miracles is Glasses Boy.
I don't understand that sentence, but alright.
Okay.
Daisuke Ono's best generation of miracles.
Okay. Okay, so Funimation announced their April product slate. It's not much, but still a
What
good
do you
little
mean
bit of
it's
stuff to talk
not
about.
much? What do you mean it's not much? It's almost everything I wanted in the same fucking month.
Okay, obviously more for you
wallet.
than me, but I only got 2 picks here, so let's just get into it. So April 3rd sees the live-action Tokyo Ghoul movie and Season 2, Part 1 of My Hero Academia.
There goes my wallet for one of them.
Hey, that movie was actually not awful. Speaking as one who has seen it.
Okay. April 10th has Puzzles and Dragons X Part 2, Aka 13 Territory Inspection, and
That's 2.
Super Lovers Season 2.
Alright, that happened.
Which they actually labeled as sub only this time in all caps, so there was no confusion.
Alright.
That show was just... no.
Let's go on to the rest.
Yes, the rest. April 17th has Season 1, Part 2 of Monster Hunter Stories, Ride On, and Interviews with Monster Girls.
That's 3. Yeah, I'm really happy about Interviews with Monster Girls. I've been wanting that. And they've confirmed the OVA's getting dubbed.
You saying you like Monster Girls?
I like Monster.
Yeah, the OVA is already dubbed. You can watch it.
No, it wasn't actually. It was on Crunchyroll, but it was never dubbed.
Oh. I must be thinking of a different show.
You are thinking of MMO Junkie.
Yes! Yes, I am.
I guess I'm the odd one out then. Okay. And lastly, on April 24th, we have Kato, The Right Answer, Koro Sensei Quests, and Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid.
And that makes 4 shows that are gonna fuck me over in the month where I'm going to be in editing hell for my senior project. It's not like I needed that money for graduation or anything.
I mean, do what you will, but you don't have to buy something the minute it comes out, right?
This is true, but I'm going for that fucking LE soon as I goddamn can. Because, did you know that's finally out of print now, the first season LE?
Of...
My Hero Academia.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
well,
because apparently
I bought that for $40.
Apparently that and Iron Blood Orphans are now out of print.
Mm.
And Mob Psycho was announced too.
largely not terribly impressed with a lot of.
Really? Iron-Blooded Orphans? Is that a Prince?
Yeah, the limited edition.
That's the one that came with a Gundam model, right?
Funimation's
Yes.
expensive ass editions most of the time are kind of eh.
But the ones they put effort into are so good. Like the
It comes
Yuri
with
on
the
Ice.
it comes with the 1,000,000 point headband, man. I need that to know I'm worth 1,000,000.
Okay. Well, that's not all Funimation announced. As this week, they have acquired, let's see, 1, 2, 3, all 4 free movies for North America.
This one makes Alex very happy.
Oh, yes, it does. They got the prequel movie High Speed, those compilation tie-in movies, and the midquel movie Take Your Marks, complete with a national theatrical date slated for March 14th.
Fun fact. Fun fact, Alex. That's White Day.
Even better.
Yep. They did that on White Day.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, as soon as my friend Megan pointed that out to me, it's like, they know exactly what the fuck they're doing.
Well, I'm glad my badgering at Crunchyroll and Funimation to get these movies has not been in vain.
Nice.
Some of us occasionally get what we want.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
All right.
it's just kind of crazy when you look at all of what Funimation is putting out in a month and how almost all of them are also Crunchyroll titles, and you gotta wonder if that relationship ever goes south.
I will blame you for
knocking on wood.
It's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real bad.
Look, just give me a Manchu, Galco-chan, and Sweetness and Lightning, and I'm fucking golden, motherfucker.
With the Galco-chan OVA, please.
Please and thank you.
Okay, next up, we had a Discotek day this week.
Oh, right, I forgot that happened.
And they had some surprising announcements in store, all slated for March 27th. We have the previously announced Tomorrow's Joe and Robot Carnival films on Blu-ray,
Very nice.
along with Great Mazinger on DVD,
Interesting.
Tenjo Tenge on Blu-ray,
Interesting?
and the Zatch Bell movies and one of the Toriko movies on
Wait,
Blu-ray.
what the fuck?
Yeah, apparently they're
Yeah.
Flexing that relationship with Toei.
Holy shit.
Oh,
I mean, those were never gonna come out, so good for them.
So,
Wow, okay.
good for the 5 people who still remember Zatch Bell and the 5 people who like Toriko.
Cool. Look, Funimation, I know they gave up on Toriko because everybody gave up on Toriko. That's fine. But give us the whole Soda One Piece movie, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
And without the British subtitles, if you wouldn't mind, guys.
It'd be great. It would be great if Discotek could, get more Detective Conan, since Funimation's never going to do
Shut up. You really think Detective...
Don't give them any ideas.
800 plus episodes. Come
I mean,
on.
that
Well,
sounds
at
like
least some
something you could put
movies.
into like 2 sets.
Yeah.
Two
On
sets.
SD Blu-ray, like 25 of them per set.
All right. So is that
Okay.
So is that it for Discotek?
Yeah. So
Good for Discotek.
there was a weird thing that happened just last night on Thursday. So Funimation announced they had lost the license for the Negima series, or Negima, however you say it. Only for Sentai to announce their acquisition of the Negima series on the same day.
Yeah, there must be. That's got to be some Japanese fuckery afoot. That's.
Either that or
Well-
Funimation didn't care enough to renew the license.
I don't think that's the case.
Uh.
Like this feels like so sudden. Like I don't think this is just Funimation not caring, since they actually have been like doing pretty good when shit does expire to give like heads up notice. This seems like something that must have been sudden.
Yeah,
Which Japanese company is involved with Negima?
Kodansha, I think, is Kodansha.
Yeah.
I want to
It
say.
also helps that Sentai has UQ Holder, which is also a Kanakamatsu series.
That probably helps too. Even then, still surprising turn of events.
Yeah, that's weird. Just what from going from Dallas to Houston, like that.
It's a reverse Full Metal Panic.
Man, what the fuck's even gonna happen with season 4, man?
Nobody knows. Nobody even knows if it exists. We're still waiting for it.
It'll get picked up by Biz.
Watch it be picked up by fucking Amazon. Knocking on
Netflix.
I'm honestly wondering just how much Amazon's gonna go and try to acquire beyond the deals they already have in place.
Probably not a whole lot. I think they're stuck with their.
They got Noitamina and Animeism and the occasional other show, because in winter they've still got Kokaku, and in spring they got a Fist of the North Star spinoff? I'm not sure what that is. It seems like alternate universe, post-World War II, Fist of the North Star, animated by Polygon Pictures? Okay. But yeah, I don't think Amazon's gone from anime, but it's just like the deals they have are still in place, but I don't think they're going to pursue it. Now, hopefully that we can figure something else about home video for fucking all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I'm not looking forward to when Recreators gets announced and it's Aniplex.
Look, if it gets dubbed and put literally anywhere, sure.
Yeah. But you know me, I like to buy things. Not with a lot of money.
Well, okay, Cabaneri happened, so fuck if I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd own Kill la Kill, but I didn't import it, and it's.
I'm convinced if that gets like a full series set, I will just buy it.
My currently the two things I've only imported thus far have been a silent voice and that Diesel Gurren Lagann set. No longer
importing.
They printed a new, different one.
The smaller one. Okay. And lastly, we have some more details on Lupin Part 5.
This would have been a good segue from the Discotek day.
Yeah, but I did a weird... But the Funimation Negima thing happened, so I had to put that in.
Right.
Okay, so Lupin Part 5. It'll take place in a modern France setting, and it'll start this April.
Oh yeah, literally fucking everything is this April. That's like a big sequel. I don't know how that worked out. I don't know why. Sure.
We are going to be in
Attack on Titan.
As for who gets the rights to this show, fuck if I know.
I'm still scratching my head wondering how it is that the dub is on Funimation when Funimation had nothing to do with picking up that show.
Lupin? Probably exposure.
Like, I'm still trying to wrap my head around how Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphans happened.
That is a curious one.
Well, here's a question. Regarding Lupin on Funimation, that's only the dub on Funimation?
Yeah. I think that might have been a deal with, I don't know, TMS,
I guess my question
Swim.
would be, while it hasn't not cropped up in other places, I mean, it would almost seem weirder if it ended up on Crunchyroll or something.
Well, Crunchyroll doesn't really post dubs much anymore.
Yeah.
I
maybe
kind
this
of
will air
wonder
on...
if the deal that they got, because Crunchyroll got the streaming rights for the sub, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they negotiated for Funimation to get the dub onto Funimation.
I mean, if
but
you really think about it,
they don't seem to have the license with it. Man, Lupin's weird. Yeah. I just hope they get the fucking cast back, because I actually really like the cast in Lupin Part 4.
Yeah. But who
and
knows?
by the way, TMS, this time don't don't give us an international sport.
Yeah, maybe
Don't do it.
Or who knows?
Sketch,
Maybe...
you know that they're composing it already. That's...
God. Who knows? Maybe this show will air on French TV first, and it won't show up anywhere else for like 6 months.
That's gonna make the licensing even more confusing.
That's what they did for Part 4. It aired in Italy first, and then nowhere else for like a season.
Well,
I don't know.
I hope Discotek gets it.
I'm sure they would. I don't know why they wouldn't.
Yeah, I don't know why TMS wouldn't hand it to Discotek.
Watch fucking Funimation suddenly get interested in Lupin again.
All I know is it seems like at this point that Lupin stuff, at least new Lupin stuff, is going to get licensed by somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see, but hope it works out. Hope it's good. Can't wait to check it out. Licensing shit is fucking weird.
Yes, it is. But thankfully, with the loss of anime strike, it's become a little bit easier for the winter season, and that's a segue, kids.
A good segue in.
Yeah, so it's time for our seasonal segment where we give our first impressions on roughly 4 dozen shows airing in Japan. It's time, once again, for the Anime Buffet.
Alright, I'm a little pickier about my helpings, but I think my other co-hosts have sampled and tried everything.
Alright, so how we'll do this is the same as before. I'll list the series off one by one, and anyone who has something to say, speak up. That's all you gotta do. So we're going to do this in alphabetical order because that's how any chart goes.
What alphabetical order? Translation or Romanji?
Translation, because we speak American here.
Whatever you're looking at, do you mind linking it in the chat just so I have a visual?
Oh.
I kind of set the settings to my live chart to my own.
I just use any charts.
Okay.
Okay, that works too. Okay, so let's just move on and begin with A Place Further Than the Universe.
I love this one. This was like, okay, this is a good season for like cute girls doing cute things shows. This one isn't even really a cute girls doing cute things thing. But it's got like my favorite character designs of them all, but it's genuinely like a kind of like heartfelt adventure series. And it's like an original anime by the director of No Game, No Life and a couple of other recent Madhouse productions. You could tell because she put No Game, No Life 0 plus like Easter eggs everywhere. It's great. You guys still okay. Sorry, I went quiet for a second.
We just didn't want to step on you, but
No. Yeah.
What? Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gutching because it's really good. There's a lot of good stuff. I'll let you guys go first. I gush a lot on the show.
Oh, the thing that really grabbed me in the first episode, it didn't feel like a first episode. It felt like the opening of a movie.
I agree.
And I thought that it was enchanting. Like, I was like, oh yeah, I'm all in. I want to see where this goes.
It's good.
It's also
fantastic animation, great character designs, like the visual style with the white outlines. You know, a lot of shows can't make that work, but it looks so good.
It's also a lot more like minimalist in its saturation. Like it's not like a completely bright, preppy color explosion that was No Game, No Life. It's like actually fairly subdued and realistic, but it still pops and it's interesting. And it's like I could see this story kind of happening even if it's as crazy as it is. But these characters are endearing, but they're also, I could see them being people. I love the opening. Like, everything about the opening visuals. As soon as she does the thing where she's trying to pretend that she ate her friends from the perspective thing, then one of them just pops out not realizing she's doing a thing, I'm like, I'm in love with all of you already. God bless. It's got 3 episodes right now. I'm very pleasantly surprised. We're good to go.
Cool.
Okay. I guess that's the cue to move on. Okay. So how about this show from WIT, After the Rain?
I have not watched that one yet, even though I do have a Prime account to borrow. Either of you?
Despite its controversial subject matter, I suppose, I've seen the first episode.
Oh, I didn't even read I didn't even read that. Wow. Okay.
It's actually not. It's actually surprisingly, from what I've been told, a lot more like wholesome and sweet than you would actually think from a premise like that. Also, by the way, what interesting that WIT Studio is doing 2 shows with dubious romantic overtone. Like, yeah, Bone Daddy. Like, you watch the first episode of Bone Daddy, and you're like, boy, what the fuck is this kinky garbage? And it's like, oh wait, no, it's actually one of the most sweet and endearing shows of the season.
Yeah.
Huh.
And disclaimer: do not lewd the Bone Daddy. You don't even want to know how that works.
The Bone
I
Daddy
mean,
is very...
Alex, don't shame me. Maybe I just wanted to grab his coccyx. You never know. Thank you for that.
Okay. Well, let's move on here. Oh,
no. I want to talk about this. First of all,
okay, go ahead.
Something that immediately stood out to me was I'm pretty sure that the restaurant owner, who is the point of fascination, I'm pretty sure it's Sanji's voice, and I just get a kick out of that. Him playing kind of an older gentleman
who smokes and actually has a girl out for his attention, but he's not actually perpetrating or doing anything or being creepy. He's just trying to be like a bit of a weird, awkward old dude who's just running a business.
He's just an awkward old guy who is like overly apologetic, and he's just bumbling and makes mistakes and screws up all the time, and it's kind of weird that the girl falls for him, but at the same time it's endearing. It's it's sweet. It's not creepy.
Like if I could compare it to anything, I might compare it to the dynamic between What's-Her-Face and the father in Sweetness and Lightning, at least thus far.
Oh, actually, now that you mention it, she does kind of look like the girl from Sweetness and Lightning.
Oh, visual perspective-wise, I thought it was interesting that, you know how a lot of anime, the characters all look the same. Essentially, there's like one kind of face, maybe 2 kinds of faces.
Yeah,
but in this series, there's actually a variety of faces, which I found to be refreshing.
It is nice, yes.
Yeah. So, it's, it might be a little uncomfortable with the storyline.
It's a tough sell, but after really enjoying Ancient Magus Bride, whose premise is also a tough sell, I had like a friend of mine who's like, trust me, I know the premise, it's good, and it's good. I agree, it's really good. I'll give this one a chance.
Yeah. So, it's alright, people should give it a chance.
Okay. How about this Basilisk sequel? Anybody watching that?
Who the fuck wanted a sequel to Basilisk?
How many years has it been since Basilisk?
Probably
I never
10.
saw the
13.
original, frankly.
Is it a sequel or a remake?
It seems to technically be a sequel, but it's a different family, and 10 years later, like somebody pointed out to me who was watching, a character that's voiced by Bryce Armstrong does make an appearance, so I don't think he's gonna return for that dub.
It's been 13 years since Basilisk
were the
aired.
main characters from the previous series in any significance? Because good luck getting Troy Baker back.
They're
dead.
Fucking dead.
Oh, that's right. They do die.
The show ends Romeo and Juliet with everyone dying.
Sounds like a grand old time.
Okay.
So the
on
fact
right
that there's
now.
even more story to tell
It's kind of
is
strange.
perplexing.
I have something to point out about this Basilisk anime. It's produced by a company called Seven Arcs, which
Wasn't the original Gonzo?
Yeah.
original was
Gold.
Gonzo. This one is by a company called Seven Arcs, which has previously done Magical Girl Lyrical Nanoha
Yeah, don't they do the Nanoha series?
and Night is.
Oh, okay.
Now,
Okay,
can I assume
it's,
that this new Basilisk is just a mashup of the concept of those other two?
Probably.
Okay,
I
okay.
hope not.
All right, let me sell you on
Basilisk.
Basilisk. If Basilisk, if the new one is anything like the old one, it's like if your only experience with ninjas in anime is stuff like Naruto, oh
About-
boy,
Ninja Scroll.
this is real ninja stuff. Yeah, obviously if you've seen Ninja Scroll.
But
Also, didn't the original Basilisk have tits in it? I remember it having tits in it.
Well, I'm sure it
Real
did. It was Gonzo.
Ninja hours.
Yeah, I think it was actually comparatively tame to a lot of things, but it was pretty violent. Like there was some brutal deaths
But
in that
it's-
show.
This show's gonna be like 2 seasons. This is 24 episodes. It's been confirmed. It's been confirmed 24 episodes. So
and
there's
it's
that much
getting a
time and
broadcast
effort.
dub.
Yep. So there's this much time and effort for something that I'm surprised people wanted, which isn't going to be the last time I'm going to say that,
Yeah.
Yeah,
especially
well,
tonight.
another show that's going to be 24 episodes, Beatless from Dio Media. Oh boy.
The only interest I had in this show, the only thing of note to me, is the director. Because if this wasn't Seiji Mizushima, I would give 0 fucks. I would give 0 fucks. Though I did find out something interesting. The original novel for Beatless, it's only one novel. But said novel is apparently 650 pages.
Whoa.
That's anything but a light novel.
Oh boy, no. So yeah, this is gonna be 2 seasons. I've not watched any of it. I hear very mixed reception.
Haven't checked it out.
I haven't either.
Okay, so how about Cardcaptor Sakura Clear Card? Anybody check that out?
I'm happy for Cardcaptor Sakura fans. They really seem very happy and excited about this. I've never watched it in my life. I don't have anything to say.
Yeah, I haven't watched enough Cardcaptor Sakura to pick this one up, so I haven't yet.
My experience with card captors is whatever I caught on Kids WB.
Me too. And then I-
Mystic adventure.
And then I looked up what the actual series had, and I went, okay, they really edited a lot of stuff out.
If it makes you feel any better, there is apparently a canon gay couple.
Yeah, I know. I've read up about that. I just haven't bothered to watch it because no dub exists. And I'm not counting the so-called English dub.
Well, now
no.
it is getting a good dub in a form of a broadcast dub, which will be interesting.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how they cast that because, they did Tsubasa Chronicle way back when, so they could potentially use some of those.
They're clearly going to do what they did with Digimon Try and get back the card captors actors, right?
But time to bring the mood down with oh boy, Citrus.
Oh, bring the mood down. Shut up.
This is a weird one. I actually watched this show and I don't know what to. I don't know.
I've been so excited for this ever since it was announced to get an anime.
This is I watched 2 episodes and this is a hardcore soap opera bullshit thing.
Oh yeah,
I have words to say about this. This show is trying to have its cake and eat it too. It's trying to be, a super serious romantic drama while also being about stepsisters.
Yep.
You can have one or the other, but not both.
Evidently.
I disagree.
I guess we got nothing more to say about that.
Sketch, it's clearly up to you and I to take out the trash of the season and enjoy doing it.
Yes, exactly. I
I'll
mean,
give it the positive.
it's so far it's unremarkable. I'll say that.
So
He knows what it is.
You
He knows what he did.
I take it nobody's watching Dame Pre Anime Caravan?
I'm not watching Dame Pre, but I wasn't done with talking about Citrus.
Ooh, smartphone games.
Go on.
There's things about Citrus I like. I love Yuzu as a leading lady. I actually really like her character a lot. I think Gyaro Girl is a total type of mine, but she's fun and I enjoy her. I think it's actually pretty competently directed, and it looks good. This is some hardcore, this is like I feel like this is a shoujo soap opera, but with, girl on girl. So, but, no, Scum's Wish was straight up something different, but there's a lot of dubiousness to this that seems weirdly complicated, and I'm personally annoyed by the story fact that her mother remarries to a guy that doesn't seem to fucking exist.
Yeah, that's kind of stupid.
Why the fuck? Can't I meet my new papa? No, he's traveling the other side of the world. What the fuck you mean he's traveling the other side of the world? You moved to a new house. You went to a new school. You took in his fucking kid who's now sucking face with your daughter. Let her meet the fucking man.
But it's the simple fact that he's not that relevant.
Shut the fuck up. He put her in this bullshit. He deserves to be at least a
All I'm gonna say in true Pierre fashion here is nobody's watching it for dads.
I know, but
They might be watching
Why
their
is it-
moms, though.
real talk, it is non-con and stepsisters.
Yep.
What
Yeah.
the fuck? Why? You fucking give me a Kase-san OVA, but you give me a full-on anime and a dub of non-con stepsisters? Fuck off.
It is rather amusing. Of all the shows, they are actually dubbing that.
Yeah, they skipped over all the cute girl shit, and then they're giving us Citrus.
Let your smut be smut, but when you try to make serious smut, it's not gonna resonate with everyone. And no, making the characters guys wouldn't make it any better.
No,
Case in point, Super Lovers.
No, it would not. I mean, at least there's not an age difference, but still.
Yeah, it's just give consent. That's all anybody wants.
Give us Kase-san, or I don't know, fucking adorable gay characters instead of just hardcore dom.
Yeah, I will say this. When the chairman walks in on them doing some stuff, he seems oddly composed about the whole thing. He's all like, nothing ever good comes from you being here.
Yuzu, I like Yuzu a lot, and I wish she was in a better show.
Hey, Grandpa.
Oji-san.
All right, are we ready
Who
to
is
move
this
on?
sassy lost child?
Okay,
He's
I'm ready to
pointing
move on.
at everything, for
Okay.
pity's sake.
Okay, we're ready to move on here. So,
One can never move on from Citrus.
but we will try with this interesting project from A1 and Trigger, Darling in the I don't know how you pronounce that.
It's a good first episode, but I'm holding a lot of mixed feelings. I don't know where it's gonna go. It looks really, really good, and I like the mech shit, and I really like these character designs. I'm not sure I give a shit about this story or its characters, so I'm really hoping it does something with them and doesn't fall flat.
It doesn't
Julius and
feel
I
like-
felt like we could sum it up in one word. pretentious.
Oh. It doesn't feel like a full-on Trigger show. It feels
that's because it's
like
not.
an A1 Pictures show with Trigger producing it.
I was reminded
that's exactly what it is.
A lot of Eureka 7 in both good and bad ways.
Yeah.
But are there train spotting references in Darling in the Franxx XX?
I will say I really like the design of Zero too, and she seems interesting. But I will say they are not being subtle.
Really?
They are not being what?
I think she looks like a random Naruto filler character.
Wow, rude, rude. Also, fun fact: the manga adaptation is being done by the guy who drew and wrote To Love Ru. So the entire the whole scene in the lake suddenly went from this is a little sensual and nude to wow, this is just that. This is a lot more nude. I'm ambivalent. Is that the correct phrase? I hope it turns out better. It's got a lot of things I like, and I really hope it does things with them.
I will say I was left with a strong feeling of I don't know how much I care about any of this when I was done watching the episode. And not for like things being uninteresting, but I feel like it has the unfortunate potential of being one of those shows that introduces all these interesting concepts but really doesn't explain them very well at all, and I'm kind of done with that.
An A1 Pictures show with dropped concepts?
I'm just kind of
color me shocked.
Done with the whole interesting stuff we never explained.
Also, kind of done with the whole let's raise our children to fight monsters.
Also,
that
either
too.
Way, also, the show's also 24 episodes. There's a lot of stuff this season that's continuing into spring. It's fucking weird.
I didn't know that they made 24 episodes anymore, but I guess they're getting back into it.
Yeah.
There's like all of them are 24 episodes this season. It's fucking
maybe it's
weird.
to make up for the last several only having like.
Okay, but I said my piece on Frank. It's got things there. It just hasn't meshed.
Potential.
It's like it hasn't blended into the crock pot quite as well yet. They're all just still ingredients in a soup.
The mechs are
cool. We'll get back to this later on, and just cross our fingers we won't have another Noah Zero on our hands.
Oh.
The
other thought I had was, well, it's not the worst first episode I've seen of a mecha show.
Okay, let's move on with our isekai show of the season.
Didn't give a fuck.
Death March to the Parallel World Rhapsody. What a title.
Sketch,
the Death March, if you didn't know, is a term regarding a development cycle. It is, in other words, crunch time. So you could have called it crunch time to a Parallel World Rhapsody.
Sketch, you're gonna have to remind me about what happened in that episode because I'm blanking on it hardcore.
Alright, so this guy who's clearly overworked developing video games, both a mobile app and like a more elaborate game. He's like working like crazy trying to get these games done, and one night he goes to sleep underneath his desk, as you do, and he wakes up in another world and is level 1, and then
just like
some monsters show up, and he's fiddling around with the buttons, and of course he can't log out, but he's trying to figure out with the interface what he can do, and he somehow manages to summon a great powerful attack and takes out a whole freaking army at once, and some other gigantic beast. So he goes to level 1, from level 1 to like level 300 something, like
that.
Oh,
and that is their explanation.
Some isekai nonsense I do not
This
like.
sounds fucking dumb, and honestly, the more interesting thing you explained to me is it straight up sounds like he dies asleep at his desk.
Maybe.
So,
he enters the game that he was Well, no, not quite the game that he was working on. It's like a mishmash of the games he's working on. Like you could.
So
he thinks it's a dream.
Worse.
He thinks it's a dream because it's like incorporating elements from both of the games that he was working on. And he doesn't believe that he's not dreaming.
At least.
It's like Konosuba, only not as funny.
Only not as interesting, only not as good.
Yeah,
Now-
maybe it'll be...
Interesting thing here is my friend, local friend, he was reading the manga of this, and he found out that there was going to be an anime. He's like, oh, I've already been reading the manga of this, and he really likes it, and he hates Sword Art Online. So take that as you will.
Alright. Cool.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of stupid that he's in his late 20s, technically, and then when he gets into the game...
I can't wait
looks like
for
a
his
freaking
main
kid.
love interest to be 13.
Yeah, they're gonna be young. There's some really, really young-looking characters in that
Another
cast.
winner.
Damn it, I was
Silverling.
kidding! I was kidding! Fuck.
Never call anime on a bluff.
You're right.
Okay, let's carry on from that.
I think it's all right so far. I honestly had a lot of fun with In Another World with a Smartphone. I thought it was a pretty darn entertaining show, though it wasn't great, but it was entertaining.
Okay, so how about this Hakata Tonkotsu Ramen show, which apparently is not the ramen show?
It is
No,
not.
no, it is not. Though there is some ramen eating in it.
There's also a cross-dressing assassin guy,
That
voiced by Yuki Kaji.
That was pretty great. That
Yep.
first scene where he shows up in the guy's room. Oh, hey there, honey. I'm an assassin. Oh, well, that took a turn.
I'm told it's like do-da-da-da, but not...
Yes.
That is the distinct vibe that I got. It's jazzy type music. The vibe is very da-da-da. But it's not quite as... It's nowhere near as frantic as da-da-da tend to be. So it's a lot more chill. And it's particularly focused on, like, murders. Because there's detectives and there's hitmen. Like, the city is... What ridiculous percentage of that city is hitmen? I forget. It's a really high percentage.
Are we talking like how many people in the world have powers in My Hero Academia percentage?
Yeah.
So like 80%?
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god.
Something like that. I think
Who
it might
was
have
it?
actually been 80%. Some dude's just nonchalantly talking out loud. He's like, oh, so this is the city where 80% of the population are probably hitmen. What?
Who
Oh,
assa- Who hits the hitman? Who assassinates the assassin?
The
Who watches the watchman?
Kind of sounds like some place that Kino would
Actually,
visit.
there is somebody. I think he's actually called the Hitman's Hitman.
Oh my god.
A hitman among
At
hitmen?
least in the like the subtitles. I don't know how
Is it good or
actually
interesting?
translate.
Because this sounds dumb enough where it's like
It's
don't-
interesting
Okay, I may give this one a try then. I've been sort of on the
because
fence.
it has a few twists right off the bat, and some guy who's clearly not fit out to be a murderer is working for the company that murders people. And he's like trying to go on an assignment, and of course it doesn't go well, so there's a lot of calamity going on, and it could go interesting places.
It feels
the-
like it could be
the first
interesting,
episode.
but I don't want it to be. If it's a series that is all Izayas or all like fucking rail tracers, I can't. If they're all Izaya, I can't. It's a fear of mine because like Izaya's the biggest piece of shit. If the whole show is just Izaya, then kill me now, assassins.
So what you're telling me is like the worst show ever would be Izaya in an isekai.
Oh! I'm seeing it now, and I'm so fucking triggered.
Okay, on that
the
note, I
winter
think we
season
should
from
move
Studio
on.
Trigger.
'cause
Can we
still
move
have a
on to
little-
the happier show?
Sure, let's move on to Hakume and Mikochi.
I love it. I love it so. This one's really, it's cute, but it's also really interesting. Like,
how similar is it to Little Bits?
I'm not sure what Little Bits is, but this is, I'm really curious about what the fucking world is, because it's like two little, like, 9-inch tall girls that are gnomes in the woods. Like, they make minestrone, and then they talk to bugs, and then they ride a bird. And then they go into the town, and the town's really interesting, because it's like a lot of animals that just sort of started making buildings, and they're salesmen. There's other tiny people, but there's also like talking frogs and raccoons, and it's squirrels. It's really interesting. It's really cute. It's really lively. I love the colors, and I love how the show nails the vibe. I looked up the director. The director previously directed School Live and White Album, which makes me realize this is a director who understands how to create a tone.
White Album or White Album 2?
White Album 2.
Okay, then.
He also did
interested.
Scum's Wish. He seems like a regular at Lurch. So he did Scum's Wish, School Live, which is perfect in establishing its tone, and this one is the exact opposite tone, but it established it is immediately. It's very calm and feel good, but also a little off, and I love these characters. Oh, he also directed Undefeated Bahamut Chronicle, which sometimes you just need a fucking paycheck, you know? But no, I really like Hakame Mikuchi. This one's like, it's not like a moe cute girls do cute things show. This is like a fantasy world, and it's really interesting. I really liked it.
Okay.
Check it out.
So, moving on from there. Anybody watching Hakyu Hoshin Enji?
Jet was telling me about this one because he was actually really excited about it. And then he watched one episode. He's like, "What the fuck?" So
is this the like Soul Hunter?
Yes. So, from what I'm told, this show takes cramming all your stuff to a whole new level. To the point where the entire story and sequence of events is near unwatchable and incomprehensible.
That's not good.
Are you talking like Inuyasha Final Act here, or
I'm talking. From what I'm told, they straight up may have crammed almost a full volume's worth of material into an episode.
Well, I mean, would you rather have that or like Naruto adapting a page into half an hour?
Yes, but like.
Well, I mean, don't we have that with One Piece?
Who the fuck you know that's a big Soul Hunter fan? The last anime that came out of this is in 1998.
I was only vaguely aware of the franchise.
I need to know the story of what the fuck Soul Hunter is, or Hoshin Enji, or whatever the fuck. And you're cramming the whole story sequence in an episode that's near incomprehensible? That's fucked. Also, this show's also gonna be 2-core. A show that seems like nobody wanted, that nobody liked, that I don't understand why it exists, that doesn't even seem to look good, that moves at a snail, that the opposite of a snail, it moves at a fucking cheetah's pace. Also, something somebody pointed out to me. Soul Hunter has 23 volumes of manga.
And 23 episodes.
And it's been confirmed for 23 episodes. So that might be a trip. And I don't...
Half-ass commission.
Okay, so... That's a thing.
Is that even actually streaming anywhere?
Crunchyroll. And
Crunchyroll.
For some reason, a simuldub.
Well, gonna probably wait for the dub.
Good news is, unlike Kino's Journey or Sayuki Reload, you don't have to worry about any returning actors because who the fuck was in this dub? I don't know any of these goddamn names.
And Cheech Marin.
All right. Well, that went on a little longer than I thought, so let's just move on with Itori no Shita the Outcast. I have no idea what this is.
We don't care.
A sequel to something I didn't watch.
We don't care.
From that let's move China-May company.
Let's move on to the Cute Mummy show.
Yes. How to Keep a Mummy. How about this show?
I've not seen this one in full yet, but every time I see anything of it, I'm like, oh my god, this is fucking adorkable, and I love you, little tiny mummy child. I will protect you with my life. Please don't shiv me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
I should have had something to say. I should have watched this. I didn't. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, we can't watch Precure, thanks Amazon, so we'll have to skip this, unfortunately. I don't think anybody's watching Idolish 7.
That was weird, because apparently, like, the first 2 episodes came out, like, 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And then,
this is a weird thing. But
17...
anyway.
Troika. The people that did Recreators.
Sometimes you need money. And to make money, you make an idol show. Sometimes a boys' idol show.
Yes. It worked for Idolmas, so yeah. Let's go to the exact opposite of this with the Junji Ito collection.
I hear the second episode is better than the first, but I gotta say, it's genuinely weird to start the Junji Ito collection with a story from one of his comedy works. Like, it has unsettling imagery and stuff. It's just... I feel like this is going to be a mixed bag series of people that... I get the vibe the biggest problem is that they're going to try and make this motion manga Junji Ito instead of adapting Junji Ito to the true calamity that is of the horror genre. That's what I think the biggest problem is, or could be the biggest problem going on. Anyone else?
Nope.
Okay. Let's move on to... Oh, God. Does anybody
Let's
care?
Let's move on to this...
Does anybody care?
Karakai Jozu no Takagi-san.
Oh, no, you tricked me. No, I want to talk about Karakai Jozu no Takagi-san. I love the show. I really like the show a lot, actually.
It's adorable.
It's adorable. I thought we were going to talk about Katana Maidens, which I didn't give a fuck about. No, I want to talk about Karakai. No.
That child is...
She is
too smug.
She's so smug. It's radiating off of her shiny big forehead. She's a smug child. Okay. When I read that synopsis, there's 2 ways to interpret this. 1, this is going to be really creepy bullshit, and it's going to be vindictive and mean. Or, it's going to be a bunch of dorky kids being dorky, adorable, and I love it. Thankfully, it was the latter. And they are a bunch of dorks, but this is like psychological warfare between 2 middle schoolers. It's like they're each trying to outthink each other, and I'm thinking, boy, this series would be a lot different if you added Death Note music to it.
Joe, do it.
No.
Do it.
No.
Do it.
Seriously, just think about that. Where it's like, boy, is she thinking I'm gonna like tease her next wait, are her shoes behind that desk, or is she just waiting to prank me?
It's not exactly the same thing, but I will say if you enjoyed Sure Dure Children from last season, you should probably
that's an applicable one. Yeah, it's like it's very clear that like they like each other. They're just a bunch of dumb kids and don't quite realize that, oh no, these feelings mean, oh wait, I like her. But it's like it's adorable. I like the chemistry. Some of the other characters are nice. I like the Mina girl with the weird eyebrows, but the chemistry between those 2 is adorable, and this one makes me smile, and I enjoy it a lot.
Yes.
Okay, let's not even pretend we care about
Is it time
Katana.
to talk about Katana Maidens now?
Do we care?
I don't want to.
Do we want to?
Haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Okay, then we're going to skip that.
This show's also confirmed for 2 core.
with swords?
I will say this. There have been a lot of mediocre shows about people with swords lately.
Wait,
Maybe
I'd like
I should
to
blame
remind-
Machiavelli.
I would like to remind the audience that this is also 24 episodes, Katana Maidens. And it is also a simulcast.
My only hope is that it would be more
based
interesting
on a
than...
gacha game?
No, it's an original one.
Yeah.
Sure.
I could not get into those sword boy anime, so...
Look,
Oh man, that was
if we want
so
to talk
boring.
about actual trashy garbage, let's move on.
Let's move on to Killing Bites, shall we?
Jesus fucking Christ.
That name alone.
Honey Badger.
Killing
Here's
Bites.
the thing.
Edgelord.
Honey Badger don't give a shit.
Okay, Alex, they know exactly what the show is, and they embrace it wholeheartedly. And
Clearly it's trying to be Junie Tyson, but Junie Tyson already existed.
No, Junie Tyson was actually felt like it was trying to be a thing and failed miserably. No, Killing Bites, though, it is up in your face, because it is straight up tits and violence. Like, by the way, the one benefit to this being on Amazon, actually the uncut version.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
So this is a Linden Films anime, so I thought, oh god, is this gonna be the goddamn Terraform Mars again? No, this is actually the uncut version that's streaming on Amazon.
Oh.
So that
Funny that you mentioned that, because I'm like, this is trying to be Terraform Mars, but
it's the same studio. It's the same studio. It makes sense.
Who knew that we arguably needed that?
Wait, are you telling me that those gigantic monsters from Terraform Mars aren't sexy?
Look.
Well, they're
I'm not telling you not to be attracted to insects,
the men turn full on furry, and the women turn like half like girl, but with animal part stuff. So they know who they're catering to.
They know what
They're hot.
they know what they're
They're
doing.
sexy. This is violent. This is edgy bullshit. I'm pretty sure like somebody a couple of college kids attempt to rape a girl, but then said girl turns into a honey badger and murders all of them.
It's quite
I remember that going a little differently in
Boy, so
all I know is
Killing
I
Bites.
feel like this has more promise to be fulfilling entertainment than a lot of these other shows.
Because the first episode actually feels like it knows what it is. It's garbage.
but Garbage Tournament makes me take terrible. It's a terrible flashback to Master of the Martial Arts.
I think this show knows this can't
in
be
the right
garbage.
mind, watched that.
Look, at
for
best,
that reason.
it's going to be guilty pleasure. At worst, it's going to go full on too far garbage trash, and you can ignore it. Either way, you can find entertainment out of this one, and it is uncut. Now,
here's my problem with it. Like the dude that the main girl hangs out with, he's a college. He's nothing. He's a college student. This is my problem. It's like, okay, cool. He's a college student, but she's in high school.
he's nothing. He is the nobody first person protagonist guy who's somebody's got to be in the sexy situations with the killer ladies.
Yeah, pretty much.
know
Also, he threw up several times in the first episode.
Lovely.
Hey, that just means he takes a deep throat.
I'm just frustrated that like they have this concept and it's like, oh, cool. So he's an adult. Maybe they're adults. No, they're not adults.
I will say that I like what seem to be the character designs if the ending theme animation is anything to go by.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
Okay.
them some
So,
tight outfits.
We talked a lot about intense violence, gore shit. Let's get a little more laid back.
And let's do that with Kokogu.
Oh fuck. Okay. Oh right. Oh. You baited switch.
The opening of this is
Annie charts.
pretty cool.
You baited switched me good there. Okay.
I can't say I've seen anything other than the opening, so...
The opening
Yeah.
is real. The opening is a fucking jam, and I've seen nothing else of it.
Yeah, me too.
Crazy
I'll have to
now.
get back
need
to
to
this
check it out.
Okay, so
Action,
lot of
mystery,
K's in the name.
psychological drama, supernatural thriller. Well, that sounds fun.
It's also the first TV anime by Geno Studio, who existed because the Project Ito movies were a thing, and one of the three studios that was meant to make that, the genocidal organ movie, was Manglobe, and Manglobe fucking died. So Geno
Rip
Studio
Man
opened
Globe,
up.
by the way.
Geno Studio opened up to finish Genocidal Organ, but you open up a new studio, you gotta make some anime. So this is their first anime. Personally, I'm more interested in their second anime, which is in the spring, but we'll cross that when we get there.
Now let's go to the more laid-back setting with laid-back camp. Go
I
ahead.
love it. I love it.
Camp.
Warm,
I love
fuzzy
it.
feelings.
Oh, I love it. I love it so much. Like, I like these characters. I like the aesthetic of the show. I like this is the most honest title, Laid Back Camp. It's laid back, it's chill, but these characters, I really like these characters. It's also genuinely funny. Like, there is a sequence in episode 2.
The dog thing. Oh my gosh.
I was laughing so hard because it was something about the sound effects, the smirk, and the timing where it's just perfect.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
It's beautiful. She's like, ha ha ha, smug look. Boom!
Also, they actually managed to make like a conversation with her and her best friend over like text genuinely funny. It's like, Rin, where'd you go? Oh, I went here for this weekend. Cool. Buy me lunch. Drop dead. You're the one who's dead, bucko. I'm not gonna buy you lunch. I just unleashed like 1 million deadly bears, tigers, and chihuahuas to eat you. And she's like, I'm not going to. And then she like kind of, she like puts a bunch of types. She's like, I'm not gonna. Look,
this is probably the closest I've ever seen to an actual text conversation between friends.
And it was like
on an
realistic.
anime.
It was like I could see if I could have that conversation with people I know, and it was good. I really like these characters, and
that camping club room is small.
oh, it's like it is so nothing. But as far as like moe comedies go, like this one, I love it. I really enjoy it. I'd watch more. I'm going to watch more.
Okay. I should also note this is also not the ramen show, but there is ramen in it. So yeah, that's a thing that's happening this season. Okay.
It's all about the ramen.
Pour some ramen on me.
We'll get to that one in a moment, but we have to get to another isekai show.
Is there another?
Matchen. I butchered that pronunciation.
That one's not actually an isekai show. That is just like the fantasy world exists. But Harry Potter is canon to the world of Madchen, because she references Harry Potter.
No.
Does she really?
Yeah, take that for what you will.
It's a book that's centered from another world. It's magic. It's isekai, okay? Loosest definition possible.
Speaking of,
and then there's an underage girl running around with a book as her only source of protection.
Speaking of loose,
lovely.
I was amused.
She's like, well, my clothes are gone, and I have this oversized book.
It does not look interesting.
Well, better than nothing.
I did not bother with this one.
The art really reminded me of last season's A Sister Is All You Need.
Same.
Honestly,
Entertainment. They did Drifters. They did Psychon no Quasar. They did a couple of stuff that is very not safe for work.
Oh gosh, they did Akisora.
Yes, they did.
Mysterious Girlfriend X.
Yes, they
a
did.
Good show. It's a good show.
And they did Blast Blue Alter Memory.
okay, they're not worth it. The show's not worth it. Let's move on.
Hey,
all right.
at least
Let's move back to familiar territory.
Make your own decisions.
With our good friend Silverlink producing Mitsuboshi Colors.
This one's funny. This one's genuinely funny. The goddamn sequence with the rocket launcher and these kids, it's genuinely funny. Like, I was entertained. I'd watch more.
From what I've seen of screenshots, it looks like it might be amusing.
And now we get to the ramen show with
Pour
Miss
some
Koizumi
ramen
loves
on me,
ramen noodles.
Cause it tastes so good.
So there's this chick, and she really likes ramen, and she doesn't want to be your friend, and you're gonna follow her to places and eat ramen anyway.
She's gonna stalk her and realize she's so in lesbians with her, but she doesn't give a shit. She's noodle sexual.
Yep.
Aren't we all?
Look, would you suck on that thick, hard-aired rod of pasta so happily? You know what? Yes, I would too. We all would.
It's certainly made me think that odd-tasting ramen might be.
Yeah, there is some weird ramen.
Yeah.
It's like pineapples something. I will say a lot of these shows that involve diving into like foods you've never heard of tend to be good for that reason, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta sell you on the food.
Yeah.
All right. Before I get to crazy awesomeness, I may as well ask: is anybody watching the second season of Overlord?
Yup.
We watched the first episode of it, and it's Overlord.
I gotta watch more of that.
The
like,
original Bone Daddy returns.
Yes.
he's like Diet Bone Daddy. Like
Diet
Bone Daddy.
like
Hey, it's crisp.
look, he is still like he's like a bone teenager because like he is like immediately horny as soon as he realizes that what's her face is like all up on that bone dick. So it's like the true Bone Daddy is a much more composed, refined, and like paternal figure
Yes.
who has no interest in the human vagina.
And yet in Overlords, he at least understands that you don't bang your friend's children.
That is true.
I'm sorry, hang
Don't do
on.
that.
What?
What that's his whole thing is like, well, you know, she
Oh,
was one of
right.
my friend's creations,
She created-
and she's only like this because I messed with her settings on accident, and oh man,
Don't
Yeah.
can't hit
accidentally
this.
make your waifus yanderes, kids. Don't
Yeah.
do
That
it.
is the sign of a gentleman, because gentlemen don't tug on cat ears or cat tails. But anyway,
I don't care what anybody says. I thought that was amusing.
What is he an
anyway-
East Side gentleman?
Let's do it.
this is what I've been waiting to talk about.
Oh my god.
Tell me how much you love me.
Pop Team Epic!
I'm gonna say it right the fuck now. Best OP of the season.
Best show of the season.
I mean, on
What if the
episode
OP
one, I guess.
changes in the second episode?
No, it's
Yeah.
no. I'm not even kidding. Hoshiro Girl Drop, that was funny. The actual OP of Pop Team Epic is amazing.
You're here. This is...
This
Not only a
anime
show-
has a fake anime in it that I want to watch.
Don't we all? This is the kind of postmodernist Dada experimentation we have been needing since, like, Wonder Chosen.
Alex, can I read the description of
Will
the
you
show?
tell me your name?
Can I read the description of the show as it comes up on live charts?
Sure.
I feel this is the only way we can really talk about this without saying how fucking amazing the bits are. Pop Team Epic. The surreal 4-panel manga centers around two 14-year-old girls, the short Popoko and the tall Pipami. The story summary on the anime website
I didn't
quotes,
know they had names.
Shut up. The story summary on the anime's website quotes William Shakespeare, Twelfth Night Play. There is no darkness, but ignorance. And that's the summary of the show.
Yeah. This goes beyond the boundaries of everything, really. You have different creators doing different bits, different parodies, everything from Your Name to Macross to the NHK Worlds television shows.
To motherfucking Guardians of the Galaxy. Also,
And you-
are we even going to talk about the fact that the voice actors change all the
Yes,
time?
that's the gimmick. The gimmick is this show actually airs twice, but the second time around
They
with
make changes.
different voices.
There's actually
And
other things that
other-
change too. Like, it's more apparent in the second episode about what they actually change, especially in that. God, when they do the fantasy parody thing, it's so funny. Also, I'm going to mention something quick about the show. I don't know who has the rights to this one.
Yeah, it's streaming.
So here's where this gets
everywhere.
confusing.
Everybody has it.
It's a funny roll thing because its sub is on Funimation, and sub is on Crunchyroll. Dub is going to be on Funimation. This is getting a dub, but Sentai Filmworks also announced it, and it's on High Dive.
Apparently, there's there's some kind of non-exclusivity deal which allows this to go.
I asked
multiple places.
Whoever wants to pay for it.
But that makes me
it's
wonder,
on Nico Nico as well. It's on a whole bunch of places.
Like the fact that it's getting dubbed by Funimation and there's no guarantee they even have home video is nuts to me.
Has this ever been done with any kind of show
before?
No.
This could only happen for Pop Team Epic.
Yeah.
Only Pop Team Epic. God bless you.
Oh boy. Yeah.
The actual savior of anime.
You don't need us to tell you to watch it.
You're already
Watch
watching
it.
it.
Yeah, savor the greatness that is Pop Team Burn Up, the worst show on television.
Interesting. This studio is gonna do the Batman Ninja.
No, it gets even crazier. The studio Kamikaze Doga, they did the JoJo CGOPs.
Aha.
Also, straight up, comparing this to Eric Andre is actually a pretty good way to sum up the show.
Yeah, it's
anti-humor.
Yeah, it's
there are
postmodernist
punchlines that
Dada.
don't make sense, and it's amazing.
I sure could go for some food.
What's they end up feeding it? Like bees or something.
Ow, my feelings. Okay, let's move on. So, Record of Grand Crest War, that's still a thing that happens.
I'm gonna take a nap.
I forgot
This
about
is Fire Emblem the
I'm
anime.
sorry.
Oh, but come on. At least Fire Emblem's good.
Hey, I've heard it. I've not seen it yet, but I've heard it gets a lot better in the second episode, and the fact that it's related to Lodos War makes me keep an open mind.
That's the only thing that's interesting about it to me.
Unfortunately, the girl seems to be taking fashion tips from Akashic Records.
Oh,
What do you mean, unfortunately?
Boy. Look.
Well,
I
at
don't
least
know.
she's not a freaking teenager.
Look, if I wanted to get my sexy to A tummies, I'd just fucking go to Majin Android 21. God damn it, Japan! Why do you know my strength zones?
Okay, we are at the final round here. We're almost at home.
You want to do lightning round?
Yeah, we got a few more worth talking about, so I'll just round off a couple of these. Sanrio Boys. Anyone?
From what I'm told, so much better and a good message than it has any right to be.
You're here.
Actually being it's okay to be a guy to have emotion and enjoy cute things no matter what people say is a surprisingly good message for a show that is essentially selling Fujo's your Hello Kitty toys.
Studio Pero did that?
Yep.
Huh. All
All right. School Babysitters.
Another
This is
one
good.
I'm told this one's
Really good.
adorable and actually kind of emotional.
It is. Oh, it hits you with the emotions.
I did not expect that from this show.
Emotions you were neither suspecting nor necessarily wanted.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay then. I'll check that
I
out.
would
It's
check
kind
it
of
out.
brutal in that, but it's also the kids are really funny. It's good.
I'm trying to compare it to something, and I'm not.
Okay.
It's it's that's difficult to do.
Okay. So, slow starts. Anyone?
It's much better animated than it has any right to be, and it feels like this is this feels like a Moe show from 10 years ago. They look very young and their eyes are very big, and there's no real catch. It's just slice of life.
Yeah.
But it's really very good, emotions and animations, where it's this is much better than it kind of has any right to be.
The animation is
Good.
really- yeah,
That's what happens when a bunch of Dogo Kobo guys go to A1 Pictures, I guess.
It's like
It's overly animated.
That's what happens when a bunch of Dogakopa guys go to A1 Pictures.
I guess so. And
At least this one.
thank you for
isn't
taking some of that
Aromanga-
animation for oh gosh, what's
Aromanga
her name?
Sensei.
Okay. Let's move on here.
I would recommend
because-
checking it out. It was fun from what I remember.
Okay, let's move on here. We gotta talk about Psyche K Season 2. This is a weird situation.
We're doing this. I was in a
I'm
good
sorry.
mood too. Ugh.
It's a real shit show.
Okay, so this is nowhere. Nobody has it. It's locked up in Japan, thanks to TV Tokyo. And from what I understand, my sources have told me that this is a case where in Japan, Netflix would have first dibs, then Amazon Video, then PlayStation Video. So who knows what's going to happen with this?
It sounds like it's probably going to be Netflix, but I swear to fucking Christ, if they recast this dub, I will actually be fucking furious, because the dub of that show is hilarious, hysterical, and phenomenal, and if they even change a single thing, I will actually raise hell.
Yeah, like the only thing that I was trying to convince myself into maybe isn't the worst thing is the fact
Maybe
that-
if they get the cast back, I'll suck it up, but there's no guarantee, and if they don't, eat my dick.
I was just thinking that I realized that the simplicity of this doesn't mean shit, but the fact that
I'll give credit to Netflix. They got a lot of shit this season.
Yeah.
A lot. We're not even talking about the originals that are technically coming out between January through March.
Okay.
I was just gonna say the fact that Funimation got the first season or two of Psyche, and they also ended up doing the home video for Seven Deadly Sins, so it's not as if it's impossible for them to work with Netflix, but
right
this is
now,
more complicated.
This is a dubbing thing I'm thinking of, where it's like,
Yeah.
how would that even work with the... Like, they've done non-union dubs, but none have been in Texas yet, so this is...
All I will say is, like you would probably agree with, is the current Psyche K cast is really good, and if they do get recast to mediocrity, that would be annoying.
I will be fucking mad, because that felt like a passion project dub that I enjoyed a lot. Like, if they cast the new characters with Cali people, I don't fucking care. But you changing, like, fucking David Wald as Nendo, Micah Solusad as Judgment Knights of, Psyche K, Jerry Jewel. It's so good. Don't you dare fucking cuck.
Consistency is good.
It's good. You know what's not good? Fucking lollies.
Oh yeah, we have the Rio's work is never done.
Just watch March Comes Like a Lion. Just watch March Comes Like a Lion.
Hey.
Don't you be talking bad about Shogi and Light.
No, I love March Comes Like a Lion. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorites.
That's not what I was
That's not what we're
about.
talking about.
Shoji and Lightning. Oh, are you comparing it to Sweetness and Lightning? Fuck off.
Have you watched this show? Because I'm not sure. Because your opinion seems off.
I
in my
am
opinion.
not. I'll give you that. But
It's adorable. I mean, there's
a naked 9-year-old.
There are some
There's a naked
questionable
9-year-old.
moments.
Okay, let's just.
There is a
let's just,
naked 9-year-old.
Let's just move on.
I would
Because-
recommend checking it out before making judgments.
Honestly,
because
Project
it's
Number
actually
9
been-
And
does all
I-
the goddamn like young girl lolly shit that nobody else wants to do.
If you want to watch a show about learning shogi that isn't quite gonna beat you over the head with one, drama, and
Choose your words
terminology, then this might be more up your alley than March Comes In Like a Lion, because I like March Comes In Like a Lion, but it doesn't go down smooth. It takes a little effort to get through it.
Guess what? It hurts me good. Fuck your fucking face.
Okay. Well,
But
I'm a
really,
little-
the
I'm a little
Rio's
salty.
job
You
is never
brought up-
done
you-
is...
You brought up the
Thank
Psyche
you.
K kid.
One
I'm
at a
little
time.
fucking salty. I'm a little salty, and I'm kind of.
I blame myself for that. Okay. So, we wrap this up with the second seasons of Token Ranbu Hanamaru and the Silver Guardian.
Token Ranbu, I've not watched. I hear good things. Silver Guardian, all of 7 people watched it. So now 5 people will watch its sequel.
Hey, Joe and I were 2 of those 7, apparently.
Good for you.
I will say this. My friend has apparently read the source material, and the first season with its short runtime and everything did apparently horrendous things with it. Like skipping way too freaking much and attempting to make a show.
Oh, there's a surprise.
That being said, I've not viewed the source material, and the first season at least was entertaining enough.
Well, this one's a full
decent.
runtime this time around. So.
Oh really?
Yep, it's 24 episodes. So this one got its runtime, while Dagashi Kashi got its cut. Make of that what you will.
That's a shame.
And to close out...
Yeah,
yes.
I feel like Takashi Kashi works okay in that format.
See, I actually agree with you on that. I think it does help. I thought those got a little bloated. There's a pun there. I thought that one got... But no, that doesn't bug me that much. I'm just like, people like Dagashi Kashi. Who the fuck likes Silver Guardian? Also, speaking of who the fuck and why the fuck and how, 7 Heavenly Virtues is not yet out, but apparently that is a spin-off to the 7 Mortal Sins, and it is a
Really? It is?
Yeah, it's about the angels instead of the devils.
Oh.
Yeah, it is a 5-minute short series.
It's 5
that starts
minutes
in a week.
And for some reason, Sentai Filmworks has that one instead.
I don't even know what's going on.
Consistency.
I mean,
I like that show about girls drinking beer.
Oh yeah.
And just to wrap things up, Yellow Petal Season 4, that's a thing. And Violet Evergarden.
We'll watch it. We'll talk.
Sins.
We'll talk about how good Violet Evergarden is in April. We'll talk about 7 Deadly Sins Season 2 fucking whenever the fuck.
You're here.
Like, seriously, Netflix, they are simultaneously the best and the worst, because they're really good with certain shows and really bad with others. Like, they had a really fast turnaround on Fate Apocrypha. Like, that ended in, like, end of December, and that's going to be available in, like, early February in its full. Meanwhile, Kakegurui is 6 months and counting.
Yeah.
So, it really depends on the license. It's fucking weird.
Netflix. Come on.
If you fucking recast Psychic K, I will actually shit down your fucking throats, you goddamn fucking corporate hacks. Ah, goddamn it, I'm salty.
Okay, on a lighter note, if you haven't checked out that show Working Buddies with the 2 cats doing various jobs,
that one looks cute.
It's pretty amusing.
That one looks cute.
It also always kind of ends on a surreal note.
So,
anyways, I got cute stuff that'll keep me warm this season. Seriously, Laid Back Camp seems like it could only come out in winter.
I also... We can't have talked about everything because we didn't talk about the chicks drinking show.
Oh yeah. How is that?
Oh yeah.
It's
Akunomi.
The first episode's very introductory, but it's good.
It seems to have a good character cast that will be enjoyable.
Yeah.
You want to watch Legal Girls Drink?
I do.
Then it's a show for you.
Also, if you enjoyed...
it also theoretically might be the last anime from production IMS, because I'm told they are fucking, like, in the red.
Really? That's unfortunate. I mean, they did Dandelion and... Oh, wow, they've got some crap.
Active Raid 100.
Sketch your favorite show from that season.
High School Fleets, Sister Devil's New Testament, and oh boy.
Hey, that is the best shonen hentai that exists.
Hybrid Hearts.
Oh boy.
Any of you guys seen Hybrid Heart?
Some of it.
I heard
some
that
of
got
these
canceled.
shows seem
That
to be
was
themed.
Duelist. They did Twin Tail too.
Hey, that show's legitimately entertaining, and at some point you might even hear me review it.
No, we won't.
But that
Dandelion's great. I liked it a lot. And yes, Twin Tail is amusing. But, oh boy, oof. It's easy to be the top 3 shows of this company, but I think the Beers Girls show is at least in the top 3. Maybe number 1, maybe number 2.
I like how you're like, oh, I like that studio. They did this, and oh god, there's a lot of shit.
Oh god.
All right.
Maybe it wouldn't be so bad if they
and I think with that
hit the old
information,
dusty travel.
I think we could call this a night because oh wow, this one been going for a while.
Yeah. I think it's time we wrap this up. No new releases. We don't gotta worry about that. It's January. Nothing's coming out.
Fuck you. It's January.
Oh, technically relevant. I hear good things about the Godzilla and whatnot on Netflix.
Planet of the Monsters. So here's the thing. Netflix has a lot of shit coming out. Wow, this is back to Netflix again. God damn it. Everything comes full circle. I'm done. They got good stuff. Go watch Devilman Crybaby. Go watch Godzilla. Be mad about Violet Evergarden and Psyche along with the rest of us.
Soon it will be here.
Not soon enough.
Castlevania Season 2 at some point. That's also sort of relevant.
Well, wasn't that already
That's
confirmed?
also coming.
I thought it was.
I think that they dated it for yeah, it's kind of a date.
Yeah, I think they previously just said there will be more, and
They've said it will be 8 episodes this time.
Ooh. It was like a movie the first time.
I think
around.
It was 4 last time.
It was only 4. It was like, wow, this is a good pitch. I can't wait to see an actual season. And now I can, which is good because I liked what I saw.
Very good.
All right. Well, that'll do it for this show, and that's it from us. Sketch. Thank you for joining us in our time of need. You're welcome back here anytime.
Oh, thank you. It's been fun.
You're a fun dude. Pleasure having you. I'm sorry if I called you a fucking fuck. I was very salty about Psyche K.
It's all right. I understand you were emotional.
Thank
you. Said things were said.
Things were said that were regretted, but we can hug it out and we can get through this together.
Hear, hear.
Hear, hear.
All right. Well, that's it for this show. All applicable links will be in the description to find us, all of our stuff, etc., etc. Thank you for listening today. We hope you'll come back next time. So until then, adios.
Akira Ryo!
Tetsuo!
Got it, just fucking play the
Urameshi!
Just play Devilman no Uta just to end this episode. It feels like you're
Alright, now we gotta do the episode preview where we proceed to talk about anything but what will happen next time.
Yo, you're watching the worst show on television. Bomb.
How about we start with best animation, because we know people on the internet are super, super informed on that.
Oh boy.
So, these nominees,
some of these choices make sense.
We have Made in Abyss, Little Witch Academia, Lands of the Lustrous, The Ancient Magus Bride, Aka 13 Territory Inspect. Is this the right one? These aren't matching up.
I'm a little confused because the images don't look right.
That's not matching up.
Maybe we should go to the actual
Crunchyroll,
site.
why is your site wrong? Okay, well, we'll just have to scrap all this, won't we?
I guess so.
Editing.
Outtakes.
Here, shall I link us to the... I'm gonna assume
I think they literally copied over best score into best animation. So
did they actually?
Okay.
I think they did because it's exactly the same list. Whoops.
Wow. Okay. Well,
try the actual site because I imagine the things that we will click on.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just pretend this never happened and move on.
What happened?
Exactly.